China has launched an unprecedented mission to retrieve samples from the far side of the moon. For centuries, the moon has been a subject of wonder, inspiration, and mystery. Its presence in the night sky has not only inspired myths and legends, but also served as a beacon for humanity's greatest ambitions. In the 20th century, the race to the moon defined the geopolitical rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union. But now, decades later, a new contender has entered the race, and it has made a discovery so groundbreaking that it could rewrite history as we know it. China's latest mission to the moon has unveiled something extraordinary, and the implications are leaving the world, especially the United States, utterly stunned. The question now isn't just about what China has discovered, but about how this newfound knowledge will shape humanity's future. What does this mean for the balance of power on Earth? And more importantly, what does it reveal about the secrets of our closest celestial neighbor? Let's dive into the details of China's groundbreaking discovery, and why it has sent shockwaves through both the scientific community and the global political stage. To understand the significance of this moment, we first need to look at how China's space program has evolved over the past 2 decades. China has made leaps and bounds in space exploration, from launching its first astronauts into orbit to building a state-of-the-art space station. The country's ambitions have steadily grown, but perhaps no aspect of China's space program has captured more attention than its lunar missions. China's Chang'e program, named after the mythical moon goddess, has been central to its efforts. In 2019, Chang'e 4 became the first spacecraft to land on the far side of the moon, a feat that had never been achieved before. This was followed by the Chang'e 5 mission in 2020, which successfully brought back lunar samples for the first time in over 40 years. And now, with the Chang'e 7 and Chang'e 8 missions on the horizon, China is setting its sights on building a permanent lunar base by the 2030s. These efforts are not just about national pride, they are about positioning China as a leader in the next frontier of human exploration. The latest discovery from their lunar missions may have just cemented that position. China's Chang'e 6 mission, a follow-up to Chang'e 5, was tasked with exploring the moon's south pole, a region that has become a focal point for lunar exploration due to its potential for water ice. The mission involved advanced robotic technology and cutting-edge instruments designed to analyze the lunar surface with unprecedented precision. What the Chinese scientists found, however, was far beyond what anyone had anticipated. Buried beneath the surface of the South Pole, they discovered evidence of a previously unknown mineral composition. This mineral, which has been tentatively named Chang'e, appears to possess properties that could revolutionize our understanding of planetary formation and the history of the moon itself. But that's not all. Alongside this new mineral, they also detected anomalies in the moon's magnetic field, anomalies that suggest the moon may have a more dynamic geological history than previously thought. This challenges the long-held belief that the moon is a geologically dead world, raising questions about its past and its connection to Earth. The implications of these findings are staggering. If confirmed, they could rewrite the history of the moon's formation, offering new insights into the early solar system. More intriguingly, they could provide clues about the conditions necessary for life to exist on other celestial bodies. In addition to the discovery of Chang'e, the mission also made significant progress in the search for water ice. Using advanced spectrometers, the Chang'e 6 probe identified regions with higher concentrations of hydrogen, a key indicator of water ice. This discovery is crucial, as water is essential for sustaining life, and could also be used to produce fuel for future space missions. The presence of water ice on the moon's south pole has long been suspected, but China's findings provide the most concrete evidence yet. This development could pave the way for the establishment of a permanent lunar base, enabling humanity to use the moon as a stepping stone for exploring deeper into the solar system. But why is this discovery so significant? Water ice isn't just a resource, it's a game changer. It means that future lunar missions wouldn't have to carry as much water from Earth, significantly reducing costs and logistical challenges. It also means that the Moon could become a hub for refueling spacecraft, making interplanetary travel more feasible than ever before. How the U.S. is reacting. The discovery has not gone unnoticed in the United States. NASA, which has been playing its own lunar missions under the Artemis program, is now racing against the clock. The goal of the Artemis program is to return humans to the Moon by the mid-2020s and establish a sustainable presence. However, China's recent advancements have added a new layer of urgency. American officials are increasingly viewing the Moon as a strategic asset, both scientifically and geopolitically. The potential for mining resources such as helium-3 and rare earth metals has made the Moon a focal point for economic competition. With China's latest discovery, the stakes have never been higher. There are growing concerns within the U.S. government about the possibility of a lunar land grab. While international treaties, like the Outer Space Treaty of 1967, prohibit nations from claiming territory on the Moon, the lack of enforcement mechanisms leaves room for ambiguity. As China accelerates its lunar program, the United States is grappling with the need to strengthen its own presence on the Moon. The geopolitical implications. The Moon has always been more than just a scientific frontier, it's a stage for geopolitical rivalries. During the Cold War, the space race between the United States and the Soviet Union was as much about demonstrating technological superiority as it was about exploring the cosmos. Today, a similar dynamic is playing out between the United States and China. China's latest discovery has heightened tensions between the two superpowers. It's not just about who can reach the Moon first, it's about who can harness its resources and establish dominance in space. The implications of this rivalry extend far beyond the lunar surface. Space is increasingly seen as a critical domain for national security, economic development, and technological innovation. The U.S. and its allies are now discussing ways to coordinate their efforts in space to counterbalance China's growing influence. This includes strengthening partnerships through initiatives like the Artemis Accords, which aim to promote peaceful and transparent exploration of the Moon and beyond. The scientific community responds. Within the scientific community, China's discovery has sparked both excitement and debate. Researchers around the world are eager to analyze the data and understand its implications. The discovery of Chang'e, in particular, has opened up new avenues for research into planetary geology and mineralogy. At the same time, there are concerns about the accessibility of this data. China has traditionally kept much of its space research under wraps, leading to calls for greater transparency and collaboration. Scientists argue that sharing data and resources is essential for advancing our understanding of the Moon and the solar system. Some researchers also caution against overhyping the discovery. While the findings are undoubtedly significant, they stress the need for further analysis and peer-reviewed studies to confirm the results. The scientific method demands rigor, and it will take time to fully understand the implications of China's discovery. What this means for the future of lunar exploration. China's discovery is a reminder of how much we still have to learn about the Moon. Despite decades of exploration, its mysteries remain tantalizingly out of reach. As nations around the world set their sights on the Moon, we are entering a new era of exploration, one that promises to unlock the secrets of our closest celestial neighbor. For humanity, the Moon represents more than just a destination. It's a stepping stone to the stars, a testing ground for the technologies and strategies that will one day take us to Mars and beyond. But it's also a reminder of the challenges we face in space exploration, from the technical hurdles to the geopolitical tensions that shape our ambitions. China's latest discovery is a wake-up call. It's a reminder that the race to explore the Moon is far from over, and the stakes are higher than ever. As we look to the future, one thing is clear. The moon holds the key to humanity's next great leap, and the discoveries we make there will shape our destiny for generations to come. The race to dominate lunar resources. China's discovery isn't just about scientific curiosity, it's also about the immense economic potential of the moon. Lunar resources, including rare earth metals, helium-3, and water ice, are poised to become some of the most valuable assets in the 21st century. Helium-3, for instance, has long been touted as a potential fuel source for nuclear fusion, a technology that could revolutionize energy production by providing a nearly limitless clean power supply. A single ton of helium-3 could theoretically power an entire country for a year. With China leading the charge in lunar exploration, there's a real possibility they could corner the market on these resources. This would not only give China a massive economic advantage, but also a strategic one. Control over lunar resources could reshape global energy markets and tilt the balance of power in China's favor. The United States, Europe, and other nations recognize the stakes, and this has sparked what some are calling a new space race. The difference this time is that it's not just about planting a flag. It's about who gets to control the moon's vast untapped wealth. If China establishes the first permanent lunar base, it could give them a head start in extracting these resources, effectively monopolizing a key element of humanity's future in space. The lunar economy, a trillion-dollar industry. To grasp the scale of what's at stake, let's consider the potential economic impact of the moon. According to some estimates, the lunar economy could be worth trillions of dollars in the coming decades. This includes not only resource extraction, but also infrastructure development, such as building lunar habitats, power systems, and transportation networks. Mining the moon's resources could drive innovation and create entirely new industries. For instance, manufacturing in space could become a reality, allowing for the construction of satellites, telescopes, and other structures without the need to launch them from Earth. This would dramatically reduce costs and open up new possibilities for exploration and commercialization. China's recent discovery of Chang'e, a mineral with properties unlike anything found on Earth, adds another layer of intrigue to this scenario. If this mineral has unique industrial or scientific applications, it could become a cornerstone of the lunar economy, further solidifying China's position as a leader in space exploration. The strategic importance of the moon's south pole. China's focus on the moon's south pole is no accident. This region is believed to be one of the most resource-rich areas on the lunar surface. Its permanently shadowed craters are thought to contain significant deposits of water ice, making it an ideal location for future lunar bases. Water ice isn't just a resource, it's a lifeline. It can be broken down into hydrogen and oxygen, providing both drinking water and breathable air for astronauts. More importantly, it can be used to produce rocket fuel, enabling spacecraft to refuel on the moon and travel deeper into the solar system. The strategic importance of the South Pole has not been lost on other nations. NASA's Artemis program, for instance, aims to establish a base camp in this region by the end of the decade. The European Space Agency and private companies, like SpaceX, are also eyeing the South Pole as a key target for exploration. China's discovery of significant water ice deposits in the south. The discovery of water ice in the moon's South Pole region is a game-changer. It not only validates the importance of this area, but also raises the stakes for other nations. If China can secure a foothold in this region, it could gain a significant advantage in the race to dominate the moon. While much of the focus has been on national space agencies, private companies are also playing an increasingly important role in lunar exploration. Firms like SpaceX, Blue Origin, and Astrobotic are developing technologies that could revolutionize how we access and utilize the moon. SpaceX, for instance, is working on its Starship spacecraft, designed to transport humans and cargo to the moon and beyond. Blue Origin, led by Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, has its own lunar ambitions, including the development of a lunar lander called Blue Moon. Astrobotic, a Pittsburgh-based company, is working on delivering payloads to the moon for NASA and other clients. These companies are not just partners in national space programs. They are also competitors. They see the moon as a frontier for commercial opportunities, from mining resources to building infrastructure. As private companies become more involved in lunar exploration, the dynamics of the space race are likely to shift, creating new opportunities and challenges. As exciting as these developments are, they also raise important ethical questions. Who gets to decide how the moon's resources are used? Should nations and private companies be allowed to exploit the moon for profit, or should it be preserved as a shared heritage of humanity? The Outer Space Treaty of 1967, which has been ratified by over 100 countries, states that the moon and other celestial bodies are the province of all mankind. It prohibits any nation from claiming sovereignty over the moon and mandates that space exploration should be conducted for the benefit of all humanity. However, the treaty is vague on key issues such as resource extraction and private ownership. This has led to growing concerns about a potential Wild West scenario where nations and companies act unilaterally to secure their interests. Without clear international regulations, the moon could become a source of conflict rather than cooperation. There's also the question of environmental impact. While the moon may seem barren and lifeless, it is still a unique and fragile environment. Mining operations, for example, could disrupt its surface and release harmful dust particles. As we venture into space, we must grapple with how to balance our ambitions with our responsibility to preserve the moon for future generations. Beyond its economic and strategic value, the moon remains a treasure trove of scientific mysteries. China's recent discoveries have highlighted just how much we still don't know about our closest celestial neighbor. For instance, the anomalies in the moon's magnetic field suggest that it may have had a magnetic dynamo in its past, a feature that was thought to be exclusive to larger planets like Earth. This raises questions about how the moon formed and evolved over billions of years. The discovery of Chang'e, with its unique mineral properties, could also provide new insights into the moon's geological history. By studying this mineral, scientists hope to better understand the processes that shape the lunar surface and its connection to Earth. Then there's the question of water ice. How did it get there? Was it delivered by comets and asteroids, or did it form through chemical reactions on the moon's surface? And what does its distribution tell us about the moon's past climate and conditions? These mysteries are not just academic, they have practical implications for future exploration. Understanding the moon's history and resources is essential for building a sustainable presence there and unlocking its potential as a gateway to the stars. Finally, there's the broader question of what the moon means for humanity. For centuries, the moon has been a symbol of mystery, inspiration, and aspiration. It has been a canvas for our myths, dreams, and scientific endeavors. As we prepare to return to the moon, we are not just exploring its surface, we are exploring our own potential. The moon challenges us to think big, to innovate, and to collaborate. It reminds us of what we can achieve when we set our sights on the stars. But it also raises questions about our responsibilities. As we venture into space, we must ask ourselves, what kind of legacy do we want to leave? How can we ensure that the benefits of exploration are shared by all? And how can we preserve the moon as a source of wonder and inspiration for future generations? China's discovery is a wake-up call, a reminder that the moon is not just a relic of the past, but a frontier for the future. As we look to the stars, let us also look within and consider what kind of explorers we want to be. In many ways, we are standing at the dawn of a new era of exploration. The moon is no longer just a destination, It's a platform for innovation, a resource for sustainability, and a stepping stone to the cosmos. China's discovery has opened the door to new possibilities, and the world is watching closely. The race to the moon is not just a competition, it's an opportunity to push the boundaries of science, to inspire the next generation, and to chart a course for humanity's future. The question is, will we rise to the challenge? As nations and companies prepare for the next chapter of lunar exploration, one thing is certain. The moon holds the key to our destiny, and the discoveries we make there will shape the story of humanity for generations to come.